I'd like to share with you today my most favorite scripture when it comes to missions, when it comes to the reason and the why of going into all the nations, of following Jesus beyond our own culture, beyond our own nation, beyond our own comfort, and really making his last words, Matthew 28, go into all the nations and make disciples, our first priority. Yes, it's about obeying Jesus, it's about following him, and whether we understand it or not, just to do it and to obey. But obedience is fueled by love. And the Bible also says that those who love him, they will obey him. So obedience actually is a natural result, an outflow of love. And that's what God is also looking for. He's not just looking for people who do something because they have to, but he's looking for lovers. He's looking for people who know him, and because of his love, because of his beauty, they forgive and forsake everything else and follow him wherever he leads. And this leads me to Psalm 45, which is truly my most favorite scripture when it comes to going into all the nations. It starts with saying, "My heart is overflowing with a good theme. I recite my composition concerning the king. My tongue is the pen of a ready writer." So we can see this heart, the heart of this person who wrote this psalm is really overflowing. It's nothing that they're saying because they have recognized it or realized it in their mind. No, it totally consumes their heart. Their heart is overflowing. And so it goes on, "You are fairer than the sons of men." Jesus, grace is poured upon your lips. Therefore God has blessed you forever. It describes in the next verses the might, the glory, the majesty, the truth, the humility, and the righteousness of Jesus. But it doesn't stop there. It continues in verse 10. I read it to you. "Listen, O daughter," or "O son, consider and incline your ear. Forget your own people also, and your father's house. So the king will greatly desire your beauty, because he is your Lord. Worship him." And I really, really love that. And for me, it breaks things down, and it really leads back to the essence and to the core of obeying Jesus' call. And it leads to the main thing also that will sustain us and that will keep us going once we decided, once we obeyed. And it is love. It's the beauty of Jesus, because nothing else can really keep us, and nothing else will be worth it. No other reason than knowing him. And if we have tasted his love, if we have even just gotten one glimpse of his beauty, then we won't stay the same. Meaning not just our hearts will change, or we will become a little more free, a little more holy, we will live a little better, be a little better person or whatever. No, we will literally be completely changed. Yes, our heart, it starts from the inside out, but also our priorities, how we spend our time, how we spend our money, our plans for our life, our future, our priorities, our focus. Everything will change, everything will shift, and more line up with Jesus' command, with Jesus' words. Because if we love him, then we want to obey him, we want to become more like him, we want to follow him, we want to have the same heart that he does. And his heart is beating for the nations. His heart is beating for all people, for all language groups, for all ethnicities to come to the knowledge of who he really is, to encounter him, to meet him as Father, as King, as bridegroom, as friend, as Lord. And you have a part in that. You have a part in that. But it all starts with knowing the beauty of Jesus. Not just from hearing, not just from saying or from testimonies of others, but for yourselves. Like it was written in Job, "I've heard you, I've known you from hearing, I've heard so many things about you, I've heard so many stories about you, but now my eyes have seen you." And I believe that mission starts there. And it always comes back to that, seeing Jesus, seeing his beauty, And not just seeing it and turning away, that's also not really possible, but seeing his beauty and letting our hearts be consumed by that. Letting our hearts, as it's written here in verse 1 of Psalm 45, be totally overflow with love for this King. We can produce this love by ourselves. Only Jesus can bring it forth. And it comes through encountering his love. It comes through knowing and experiencing his love for us. Not we have chosen him, not we have loved him first, but he did. And I would say that if we have that, and if we experience that, and if we know that, the love and the beauty of Jesus more and more, then yes, we will go. And we will do it joyfully, even though there will be hardships, even though there will be things that we have to let go of or forsake. Like it's also written here, forget your own people and your father's house, not just leave it behind, but even forget. Completely burn every bridge behind you, completely let go. Follow me, single-minded, single-eyed, single-hearted. But it will be such a joy and it will be such a privilege, the greatest honor ever, of joining in this great romance, joining in this great love story, the greatest love story of all centuries, that will never end. It will actually, it will continue in the next age. It will continue when we stand before the throne of Jesus with other people, with other language groups, with other ethnicities, with other cultures. And you can have a part in bringing them there.